Hello there, YouTube, and welcome to Monday, October the 3rd. I think we got down to, 40 something last night, low 40s, because it pretty much rained all night, and it's been raining all morning. This will be our lives for the next week. Although initially it's changed. It looks like Saturday and Sunday may not be rainy, but no sunshine, but no rain. Might be able to sneak in a ride or something for a while. Anyway, I'm running this late, so we gotta fly. That's why I'm doing a quickie hello and let's roll. Welcome to the day. Man, it's some kind of nasty out there. Absolutely, it wasn't bad at first, and right as we took I-5 to 205 to head this way, it was Typhoon Marion. I mean, it rained the whole way, but it got really hard as we got here to Vancouver. But the seal for the kickstart shaft that showed up today, I knew it was going to be here today. And we didn't have a Honda filter, but we had a Moose Racing. This is the same company I used for the filter in the DR that I put in. And it seems like when I use that no toil stuff, it doesn't seem to rot the filters as bad. But I don't know. It almost seems I would have used that. That was used on my DR, but the stock DR one rotted out too. So it just doesn't matter. You just need to replace them every once in a while. It's crazy, and it seems like I guess it's been doing that all along. It's just time goes by. Like I'm trying to think. I picked up that little XR70. It had to be, I don't know. I think it was around 2012, right around in there. So I've had that thing for like 13 years old. And what's crazy, if that's when I can dig around, I can do enough searching, I'll figure out what it was. But man, so if it was 12, then I've had it for 13 years, and the thing was 10 years old when I got it then. And I know I changed the oil in it. Don't remember if I did anything with the valves. I think I just changed the oil, because the oil, I did clean and lube the air filter, because the little spigot that comes out the back. I don't know where that camera was pointing. I think I might have been looking at the ceiling. I apologize for that. Anyway, there was literally grass. So much grass had gone in there, it was literally sticking out that pipe. When I pulled that filter apart, it looked like a rat's nest in there, but it wasn't rat's nest. It was just kids having fun playing out in the field, doing what kids should be doing on a cute little bike like that. So anyway, that's what I got left, is do that counter, or I keep wanting to call it a counter shaft seal, the kickstart seal, and put this filter in here. And it's just like the one for the DR. It's a dual stage filter, and maybe that one will last another 13 years. It's wild. And I'm pretty sure with a pick and some being really careful, there's another way you can, and I think I have the stuff at home. I apologize. I don't think I'm pointing that camera anywhere near what I was pointing at. But did you even see that this is a dual stage filter? Probably not. Lose my mind with these cameras. I'm so used to holding, like a little Sony or a Canon, point and shoot camera, and that's just a natural feel in my hand. But so is a phone, and I can sometimes do that with a phone. Generally not with a phone, because I don't know, you just do it. And this screen on here is, I don't know, it's like a large postage stamp. This is the DJI, not the Action 5, but the Osmo Pocket 3. Love using this thing. It's weird is that it gets the quality it does, and the file sizes are so small. Man, I had an issue with Lightroom and Photoshop, and I literally could not get a thumbnail. I just had to leave while I was late trying to get that thing to work. I can't get Lightroom to open up my files. So it updated Friday before I started building Friday's vlog, and then I finished it on Saturday morning. But I was able to get around it, and I don't know what I did. But anyway, I just need more research on that. So the craziest, well, ended up with that thumbnail. It's kind of wild, but it is copyright free. It was generated. That's pretty wild. But anyway, I think I heard a horn honk out there, and I've been farting around here enough this morning. I need to get started on this thing. Got to open up all the doors because I need to run her for a bit and finish off the job on this thing. Still got the front brakes to do, but I can do all that now and finish the rear. Just got to run the pumps and stuff. It's fun getting all your stuff down, downstairs. Whether I come through the building and down the ramp or I go down the side of the building, I still have about the same exposure outside. I don't want to carry an umbrella unless I have to, but all your stuff gets wet, including yourself. All right. Very nice. Whoever is doing service on this thing uses Redline oils in it. But look what showed up. Remember when I first got the iPhone 17 Pro Max, I had to take the camera button out of it because it was hitting and causing the thing to kick on. Anyway, they said they'd send a case or a button. Some of you guys had even commented. We all assumed we'd get the button. It just pops in, but anyway, that just showed up today. And so I'm tootling along here, and I come across this filter, and of my filter wrenches, I don't have one that fits this. So I had to go up, and it was in an old dead pile of filter wrenches. They're not even out on the shelf, and they have two of them. I need a 72 millimeter filter wrench. And I'm like, I've never come across one, never needed something like that. Well, I get to spinning it, and look what it is. It's a NAPA. The NAPA Gold oil filter on there. Must be doing good. Motor isn't destroyed. So this guy had kind of this pinkish, I guess maybe orange colored O-rings on all three of his drain bolts, and they're like in perfect shape. And I'm going, I wonder where them things are coming from. I mean, usually there's one of them that's nicked and needs to be replaced. I mean, these things are perfectly round, and everything's cool. Well, I finished with that. Excuse me. Only had the oil filter to do, and I actually kind of put the thing off because I forgot I had to go up and try to find a filter wrench. I tried different things trying to grab a hold of that thing, and I just couldn't get a hold of it. Those adjustable things, that's good in a very open area, but when you have engine cases and cylinders all around, and voltage regulator rectifiers, don't stick one of them things on there. You will eat some stuff. But anyway, I just went upstairs and wanted to see if that I got a notification in the mail that it was here, and so I went up and somebody had already pulled it out of the mailbox. But anyway, I'm cleaning up my mats down here. I always terry cloth the whole thing in case something spills. It's much easier. I keep reusing them until they get dirty enough that the rag actually makes my bench wet. Of course, if you have a regular spill, you gotta get rid of it right away. But anyway, I look down, and what is this? Sitting down there, directly under the engine, is an orange O-ring with some of the, the pipe sealant stuff stuck to it, laying on the towel. So I look underneath here, and I'm looking up at the engine drain, which is right chunder, if it's focusing on that. And there's like nothing coming from anything. Well, how did I end up with an extra? What did I do with that thing? Yeah, toaster some. Oh, here we are. I don't know what you're staring at, but this is what I find laying down. It's like an O-ring split in half. So I'm thinking to myself, before I start putting some oil in this thing, maybe, I say just maybe, I should pull that drain plug back out, because I'm telling you right now, it's missing an O-ring. Do it now, like you don't have any oil in it, before I put it together and have to waste 4.5 or whatever these things take. Transmixer. Yeah, they always give me, I think it's like 4.5 or whatever. And before you guys freak out about these HiFloFiltros, do yourself some research. These things rate extremely high. Extremely high. You ever see the things where they take them apart and, you know, they do all the flow tests and do their tests with them? Really, really high. We don't think twice about throwing a HiFloFiltro on a Harley, or I even use them at home. If I don't swing by a Harley shop, I'll just throw one of those on there. But anyway, she's whistling and draining at the moment. And even though you think you got most of it out, when you take that last little turn off of there, she'll dump. So I just let them sit there and ease everything out. This thing has a very interesting sound to it. Oh, I think at one point I was complaining that the fan on the back is on all the time. I'm rolling the thing up on the bench, and I look up on the dash, and I go, what's this little, the buttons that you have at the base of a Street Glide? What's the little button that looks like the icon of a fan? Fan turns off. So I think I remember that when I was looking at these kits. It's a very well-made little son of a gun. It's a good-sized fan underneath there. She definitely blows. Keep the heat off the cat for the passenger back there. That's for sure. I just don't like how it bulges out. And I knew, for the Road King, I think I first looked at these when I had the Street Glide, the 2017. And but you'd have to put these additional guards, or it's really gonna stand out. And these actually do help you as a rider when you get stuck in those traffic situations. It does an amazing job, and I think it helps as you're going down the road. Helps it scoop. But when you're moving on a Harley, you don't feel the engine at all. It's only when you're sitting, even when you're sitting still, you don't really feel anything. I usually keep my right foot up on the peg and set my left foot down. But where it becomes a problem is the cat for the passenger. And that's it. You don't feel heat off of Harleys. You hear people go, I don't know how you ride those things. They put off so much heat. Have you ever actually ridden a Harley? There ain't no heat coming off of these things. I do have to say, though, you do notice heat when you ride like flirting, because the wind hits those great big old wheel fenders back there, and at lower speeds, the flow doesn't come across it quite right. When you're moving, it's typical Harley, you don't feel anything. They're lined up. People go, oh, well, the rear cylinder's going to burn up because it's not getting the air that the front one does. Yeah. Nitpicking over something that literally don't happen. I think if you had 300,000 or 400,000 miles on one of this thing, you could probably find a microscopic level of more wear on the rear cylinder than the front. But with modern fuel injection, it's monitoring all that. One gets hot, it deals with it. It handles it. And this one had that idle control thing turned on. I always turn them things off. I cannot stand that cha sound when they're idling. And I was just trying to warm the thing up, get her, all the oil's good and hot. It's crazy how long it's been since I've done that, and how much retention. Of course, there's no air moving down here at all. If anything, it's getting heat from the heater. But I don't know if you guys know that or not, but there's little push pins And always, every single time, it takes the rubber with it. So take the rubber off, put it back on the oil cooler, and I use like a dielectric grease or something like that, or silicone spray, especially Honda. They pop right on. Don't forget that they hook at the top. So they catch these little lugs, click it into that, and boom, pop it down. Just like Kelly's. Flirty. And this has got the big old fenders on it. I found some different guards. I just don't, they just look cheesy. I need to come up, so I'll just have to build something myself. I need some little screen to stop all this road. I haven't seen anybody say their oil cooler leaked, but why would you want your fins to get beat up unnecessarily? And this is with, a Street Glide with a mostly touring fender. I guess my Road King's about that same. Seems like the Road King was a little fatter, and it had that little skirt that protrudes down, the little accent thing that Road Kings have on there. But anyway, so I will pull that bolt back out and replace that. I keep everything at a level deal, like I'm doing the chain case and stuff. When I fill it, I want the engine to be level, and make sure I put the right amount in there. Not that it squats, it has a stock shock. Some things have no sag in them. But anyway, I mean, other than the brakes, this thing's is a sweet. Oh, put the bags and everything back on. And man, talking about stuff fitting tight, that son of a gun is tight. But they'll, over time they'll loosen up. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but those things aren't perfectly round. You can move them around to make a tighter or looser fit. Most people don't know that because it's in the instructions when you put it on. But I like them to be tight when you go on. You remember how that thing chunk, 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 chunk? Well, I showed you the case over that. Thing's all kinds of messed up. Anyway, fun times on a rainy day. I'm actually enjoying myself today. Just been, I don't know, just one of those peaceful, almost feels nice to rain every once in a while because there's no carrying on going on, The whole store is just kind of peaceful. Kelly's up there doing inventory, and every time I go up there, she's got a steady flow of customers, so that's very nice. I don't think it's super busy, but she's doing inventory in between. But it's cool, the little button showed up. Let's hack into that thing and see what she looks like. Get my nifty difty, and I do mean dangerous pliers from Harbor Freight. I better make sure that thing's not, I lobbed off the tip of my finger with these things once. You have to be very careful with them. Oh, look, it was right there. Oh, look at that. How close can you get with that? And there she is, the new button. So, I generally don't use that camera button, but when I think about it, it does come in handy. Yep, I lobbed the top right off of that. It was literally sitting right at the top. If I'd have cut any more, I'd have been in trouble. Dang it, I ruined a good bag. Oh well, that's what you get for being a rebel and just diving in. So I got something to work on. And I got the seal and stuff for the XR. I'm very happy about that. And the receipts today, how I ended up, hiccups. Oh, bought the filter, then the seal came in, and then I bought an oil filter wrench. Anyway, all right. Two crazy things. One, I go next door and ask the guy, Jeannie's not here this week, and a guy standing in for her, ask if, are you going to stay till 5 or leave at 5? He goes, oh, I'll probably just go upstairs. And I go, oh, that's right. Excuse me, you got to stay up here till 6, huh? He goes, yeah. He goes, I'll probably just go with you. And he goes, well, we got an hour and 11 minutes. And I'm like, no, we have 11 minutes, No, I didn't reset the clocks. Like, this thing gets me every year. Keep forgetting to set the clocks. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's correct. I was thinking that because sometimes when I set the clock, it like makes it freeze for some reason. I don't know why. So besides all that, so I pull the engine drain out. O-ring is absolutely perfect. I'm going, I swear that this thing appeared, after I put the engine, because I went chain case, tranny, and then engine, and I had never seen that thing sitting there. So I pull the chain case. I didn't pull it all because now I'm suspicious. I pull it down enough. The O-ring is absolutely perfect. So I get her and torque her back down. So, okay, let's try the tranny. So I loosen the tranny bolt, and it's recessed a little bit, so it's kind of harder to see. So I get going a little bit, and I can't turn it with my finger anymore. So I reach in with my little ratchet, go a little bit, and I reach in with my hand. I can't turn it anymore. Like, what the holy heck is going on? So I get the thing out, and boy, I'll tell you how good do a nice hot drain. There's like a couple drips came out of the engine, a couple drips came out of the tranny. I didn't take the chain case one all the way out. And anyway, there's all the O-rings are perfect. They're all there and they're perfect. Well, pieces of that O-ring were still in the hole. So whoever did the oil change, and seeing the color of those, either he's got a shop that he went to all the time, or he's doing the stuff himself, which is fine. That's the Harley way. Must have broke one off, and I got it enough that the sealer is still wet. That thing must have been sitting in that hole, and I pushed some of it in, so I had to sit there and finger out just the tiniest of pieces, but it was enough that made the drain bolt, stiff enough that it was hard in its recessed area to turn it by hand. But it was in perfect shape. So must have just been hanging out there enough that when I put the new one in, it bit it a little bit and just spit it out. The craziest thing. I never in my life. But yeah, all three O-rings were perfect. It was some old dead O-ring that was in there. Some of this stuff you just couldn't make up. Literally, you just couldn't make this stuff up. I don't have any orange O-rings. It's not like I left one somewhere or I doubled them up or something weird like that. Nope, they're all perfect. There must have been a dead one hanging out in there somewhere. And it's not like it was still on the bolt, mind you, because I thoroughly cleaned the bolts out, They're perfectly clean and dry because I want the sealer to set up correctly when it goes on there. And I should have about my 28 ounces in there. I'll let her sit here and settle. Nice, the motor's still warm, and it'll allow the oil to settle quicker. And see where we're at, and I'll just finish the holes. I thought I was heading home. Man, it's darker than the ace of spades out there right now. Whew. And still got almost 45 minutes before we even leave. Wow. This has been our day. Drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. So I'll probably leave you at that. We'll talk at you when we get to the hacienda. I thought you'd really like the whole O-ring thing. Oh, here's that NAPA filter. I can't turn it upside down for obvious reasons. I think I've seen people actually using these things on travel vlogs where they're changing their own oil. It looks like a very well built filter. I don't know how they test out. You have to look into that. Maybe NAPA filters are good, but expect to get a new wrench. Because I had to use the normal, 76 I think it is, to go back on. I think that's what it was. Maybe I think it's bigger than that. Let's take a quick look here right quick. Yeah, it's a 76. And I had to use a 72 to put it back on. Or to get the NAPA off. And then the normal 76 to put the Harley sized one on. I like it when manufacturers use the same size That's what the manufacturer does. That way there's no confusion. Alrighty. Well, hello there, YouTube. I haven't said this in a while, but that was one frightening drive home.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Completely dark, wall-to-wall traffic. I think the maximum speed we ever got to was maybe 65.
Yeah.
It was 50 to 62 or so was the highs. And then, of course, there was warnings as soon as we hit the freeway. Estimated time in traffic, 9 minutes. It's always longer than the 9 minutes. You get the progression bar going by, and you know, I think it's going about, you know, for every 1 minute, just like 2 or 3 minutes go past.
Yeah.
But anyway, made it home safe and sound. Dogs are all freaking out from all sides.
Yep.
You know, we're gonna roll out of that.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same Smoak time, same Smoak channel. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And you guys have an amazing Tuesday or Wednesday.
Heck yeah. All right.
We'll see you in a moment.
Yes, sir. Thanks for watching now.